Kadar, welcome to Kulan Post. It's a pleasure to have you. There are more than 400 leaders and stakeholders that we expect to be from the pastoral counties and also from the national government, including the president, who are to meet in Wajir between 8th and 10th of this month. What significance does it have on the economy of Wajir, those pastoralist counties, and also in the national economy?
Thank you for having me, Kulan Post. You guys are doing amazing work in making sure that there's proper flow of information in the pastoralist counties and most of the distance. Now, coming back to your question, the Pastoralist Leadership Conference is a very important gathering where, leaders, opinion leaders, political leaders, the ulama, and generally the pastoralists in general meet to discuss issues of the pastoralist community. This conference happening in Wajir is not the first time. Unlike maybe many people don't know this, but the last time the pastoralist leadership conference happened, it happened in Gaza, and before that it happened in many other counties in the pastoralist counties. Now, coming back to your question, what is the significance of the pastoralist leadership conference to Wajir County and the pastoralist community in general? One, this conference that's happening in Wajir puts the attention and focus of the country in Wajir. That's something good if you ask me, because it brings out the potential of Wajir as a county. Because right now, Wajir and generally Northeastern is known for insecurity. It's known for negative things. Nothing positive about Northeastern generally when you talk about other Kenyans. So this conference exposes and showcases Wajir County potential in terms of investment. It portrays Wajir as a secure and safe place to live and do business. Also, do you know that there were 400, Harun, there were 400 people meeting in Wajir within 4 days. Each and every person is going to spend something. So the economy of Wajir is going to really is going to be boosted by the presence of those leaders. They are going to sleep in Wajir those days. They are going to use facilities of Wajir. So in every way you look at it, the economy of Wajir is going to be boosted. That's one. The other thing is, it showcases the culture of Wajir and Northern Kenya in general, and also other pastoralist counties. So the significance is such that the economy is stimulated, our culture and our diversity is broadcasted and showcased, and finally, the attention of the country is drawn to Wajir and the pastoralist council in general. So that's a big thing.
Thank you. The President will guest at the event, I think on the closing day, and the speaker on the opening day. What will be the importance of the President's presence, and which issues are expected to be discussed in that conference or summit?
Well, President Ruto takes pastoralists and pastoralism serious, unlike any other president before, and the Kenya Kwanza government has put a special focus and attention to the pastoralist community. If you remember very well, when President Ruto was campaigning during the 2020 election, he campaigned in the pastoralist counties like in other places, but I was president when he was in Wajir, sometimes March 2022, and he promised, and he pledged rather, at that time, how he's going to reset pastoralism and the pastoralist counties. So his presence today is an affirmation of that commitment, is an affirmation of the pledge he made to the pastoralist community, and how he's going to transform the pastoralist economy in general. Right now, if you look at the statistics, the pastoralist community, those are 14 counties in total, they own a combined 80% of the cows in this country, 80% of almost over 70% rather of the sheep and the goats, 88% of the donkeys in this country. I have tweeted about this before. It's on my Twitter if you want to see. And those are factual statistics. Yeah? And also the camel in this country. So that means the meat that's consumed in this country, or even the one that's exported to the Middle East and other places, is from pastoralist counties. But pastoralism has never been taken serious by any regime before this government of President William Ruto, and we must appreciate that. Yeah, the president himself is a pastoralist, in nature. So I think his presence is a boost to the country. I mean to the region. It shows, you know, how serious he is about transforming the pastoralist community and the economy. It also shows his passion for the people of the pastoralist community. And right now, by the way, if you look at the people who are working around him, who are working with him, from the security sector, the boss in the security sector, and many other positions. We have also one of the leading and influential minister from northern Kenya, Honorable Abdul Duale, who is a pastoralist, and many other top guys in the country, in the administration of President Ruto. We have Status Controller, Nanok also. So there are many influential leaders from pastoralist community who are in the government of President Ruto, who are setting the policy and the agenda of the pastoralist community. Remember, this conference is happening in Wajir, but it's not about Nordistan, it's about pastoralist community. And there are 14 pastoralist communities. We count from Cielo to Marsabit, to Narok, to Kajiado, to West Pokot, to Baringo, to Narok, to Turkana, 14 of them. So you can imagine the combined economy of the pastoralist community and the influence and significance it has within the economy of this country. It's something big.
Ahmed Kadar, what are the issues expected to be discussed, since you are a big analyst or from the northern or also rather to say the pastoralist counties? What do you think that the leaders there are set to discuss?
There's a program of event which I was privileged to see. Yeah, there's going to be a panel of discussion from health, security, education, pastoralism, and generally even the theme of the conference is unlocking the pastoralism policy-wise. Yeah. So what I'm going to discuss basically is very important in terms of security. They're going to talk about security, the economy of the pastoralist community, and many other things. I think it will be more detailed if we see the program. But to be short and precise, it's going to be basically pastoralism and the economy of the pastoralist community.
There have been a lot of challenges to the pastoralist community in all the 14 counties in the country. What are the key challenges that stop and still stopping pastoralism to bloom as an economy in this country?
Well, you know, pastoralism is a nature-based initiative. Yeah. So there are many factors that sometimes hamper its growth. We're talking about climate change. We're talking about conflicts, you know, interclan conflicts. We're talking about droughts and famines. Yeah? All these factors negatively affect the growth and the booming of the economy of the pastoralist community. You know, we are nomads, moving from one place to another. We basically depend on cows and camels and other things and pasture. So if those things are not taken care of, automatically the booming of the pastoralist economy is going to be affected negatively. So for it to prosper, we have to make sure that this recurrent issue of drought and famine, yeah, has to be addressed once and for all. It's a man. If you ask me, the drought and the famine that happen in Nordistan and generally the pastoralist community is a man-made. We cannot blame nature for this. How is it man-made? When you ask, it's man-made because we don't take care of the environment. Yeah, we cut trees without replacing them. You know. And nature is not is very unforgiving if you don't treat it well. So for the pastoralist economy to bloom and generally the pastoralists to bloom, we need to take care of the environment. Yeah, we need to make sure that the issue of the climate change and all these things is addressed, and also these barbaric conflicts within communities. Yeah, where animals are stolen from each other. Those things has to end. Yeah. We need to. Why will people who are of the same language, of the same faith, of the same culture always fight each other, you know, and take themselves back decades? So I think if those things are addressed, we are good to go.
Taking you back to governments that were before President William Ruto's administrations, do you think they invested enough in pastoralism and the pastoralist counties? And what do you think that government of William Ruto and his administration at large to do differently so that they invest enough in pastoralism?
Personally, I believe the administration of President Ruto will do wonders in investing and reboosting the economy of the pastoralist community. Yeah, but you see, previously we just bail out always coffee, tea, sugarcane, and that kind of stuff. Yet we have a gold mine in the name of pastoralist economy. You know, the meat that's exported to the Middle East. And if we develop our infrastructure, for example, the roads that go, most of the pastoralist counties have very poor roads. So if we develop their roads, there will be opening of markets. You know, the rest of the country can even, for example, right now, if the road from Gaza to Mandera is tarmacked, yeah, and we always being told it's being tarmacked. We are not saying it's being tarmacked. No, let's call a spade a spade. It has taken a while for this road to be tarmacked. So if the previous government never invested or never took it serious because there's no roads. If you have a road, you're automatically opening up market opportunities. You get that point? So I want to believe that the administration of President William Ruto will open roads in northern Kenya and other pastoralist counties so that the economy can be open, so that we have intertrade between pastoralist communities and the rest of the country, so that, you know, we really tap into this gold mine called the pastoralist economy.
Apart from pastoralism, what else do you think the president should address in his visit to Wajir, since we know the president did not visit northern part of Kenya so often that he does to the other region of the country, to other regions of the country?
You know, for me, I think the key issue will be his speech there, and I think he will address, apart from what we discussed, other thing that he should address is the issue of education. You know, pastoralist counties, and mostly Northeastern, and most of Wajir, where this conference is happening, where the Pastoralist Leadership Summit is taking place, there has been exodus of teachers. And if you remember very well, the handshake regime used to use Northeastern as an employment bureau, where they employ teachers, take it to Malera, Wajir, Garissa, give them TSC numbers, they stay there for a few days, or few months, and then they claim to go back to wherever they came from in the name of insecurity, when there is nothing much, when there is no insecurity to talk about. And that has ended with the coming to power of President William Ruto. So we expect him to talk about that and say more about it, and ensure that this time, and also pastoralist counties have teachers, proper, education the issue of education is addressed well. And the other thing that we expect to be addressed there is the issue of security. Yeah, and nowadays, by the way, it's more safe than before. There's no much incidents of insecurity in Pakistan. So basically, the president, I don't think will address more than what's in the program that we have shared. Yes.
Thank you, Ahmed Kadar. It's a pleasure to have you once again, and we appreciate your time. Few days ago, the president met leaders from Northeastern, specifically leaders who are from the UDM party led by Mandera Senator Captain Ali Ibrahim Roba. And one of the things discussed there was animal vaccination program that will roll out in January 2025, as the president said. What is the importance of this program?
To be honest with you, I have not had that vaccination bit. I have seen someone comment on my timeline when I tweeted about the Pastoralist Leadership Conference, saying that we will not allow our animals to be vaccinated. But personally, I have not seen anywhere. Have you seen yourself? Yeah, have you heard it?
I have seen on the president's timeline.
Saying animals will be vaccinated?
The president said he met leaders from Northeastern, specifically leaders from the UDM party, and one of the things they discussed was animal vaccination program that will roll out in January 2025.
But what's wrong if animals, many people have been vaccinated during the corona time, right? Against corona and any other ailment. So if animals are going to be vaccinated for a reason, I don't find any problem with it. But I have not personally, I cannot talk about that because I have not seen it. And to be honest with you, I didn't even hear about that vaccination thing. And I don't think I have the capacity and the expertise to talk about vaccinations.
Coming to that point of people coming to your timeline and asking you about this and saying that they will not allow this to happen and whatsoever, I personally came across few people in social media who were having reservations regarding this vaccination program. And they were saying that the government is doing this deliberately so that it reduces the number of cows they have, or it kills the pastoralism thing, and many other stuffs. What measures do you think the government must take to make it successful, since you said that there's no problem in vaccinating animals? And can the Pastoralist Summit play a role in the success of that program?
Definitely to play a huge role, the leaders of the pastoralist community, and I expect that to be a discussion, topic discussion at the panel discussion level when they're having their discussions. And on the issue of vaccinating, I don't think we should create a mountain out of an anthill, in the sense that we start creating propaganda. By the way, let me tell you something. There's a lot of propaganda online, especially against the government of Tanzania. And those are things we need to address. For example, whenever the government introduces a program or they want to do a certain thing, people create their own stories. They make up stuff, say this and this and that. Well, that's not the case. So this issue, I expect, if it's going to be rolled out, I expect it to be a stakeholders thing, and everybody to be brought on board. But the people who are on digital places talking about things I have no idea about. I am a big user of social media, most of Twitter, and I always advocate for free flow of information. But we will not allow propaganda to overtake the truth of the matter. We should never allow propaganda to dominate and to overcome, the reality of the day. So those people who are making noise about animal vaccination, I don't think, if there's going to be an animal vaccination, as has been said, I think the people who own the animals have to be brought on board. If I don't bring my cow for vaccination, how will you vaccinate? You can't vaccinate. And by then, let me tell you something. You can't force a pastoralist to do things he's not willing to do. That guy will just hammer and tell him wherever he's going to go, and you will not see him. So the people who are what you call the armchair analysts on social media should relax and stop propaganda.
Hey, Ahmed Kadar, thank you, and we have come at the end of our program. I think I should give you 2 minutes to sum up about what you think of the pastoralism community and the summit that will happen in Wajir.
Okay, to summarize, the Pastoralist Leadership Summit is a very, very important summit that will address the agenda of the pastoralist community in every angle of it. You look at it. I have said before, it's a 14-county thing, but also there are gatekeepers, that we need to address in this interview. People who gatekeep, within the pastoralist community, yet there's nothing much they do for the community. As I have said, there's an initiative called NEDI. NEDI is Northeastern Development Initiative. It's a component of within the pastoralist thing, and there are people who always masquerade as running this thing, yet there's nothing much they show for their presence, and we are calling them out, and they are being warned, that they should know that their time is up. They know. I'm not going to mention names. They know themselves. They are always doing a conference in Mombasa in the name of pastoralist community, just taking per diems. Yet they don't involve anyone. They don't involve the community leaders. They don't involve the youth. They don't involve our women and who are leaders of opposition. So we want to tell those guys who are gatekeepers, who are currently have things like the really thing, that really should be real thing, and it should be the issue of development should be addressed, and it should not be used as a talk show kind of thing, or a place to earn per diem.
Thank you, Ahmed Kadar, and it was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.